Baba.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to yet another interesting edition of Baba Ini Baba. My name is Baba Ini Baba, the master storyteller of Ngeria land. Today, I'm going to be telling you a very interesting story. So, come closer. Come closer, children of dust and destiny. Sit where your shadows can hear your soul. For tonight, we do not chase goats. We chase history. For when the moon remembers, it whispers names. One name still echoes from Gobir to Kano, from Katsina to the edge of the Sahel. They called him Shehu, the legend with Fulani blood inside of him. They called him scholar. They called him fire, wrapped in a turban. History called him Uthman Dan Fodio. An old proverb says, when a man carries truth in his mouth, even kings begin to sweat. So tonight, we will tell the story of the man who carried the truth like a sword, yet drew blood without lifting steel. So listen to the bravery of one man who wore not only turbans, but many hats. Usman was born in 1754 in the land of Gobir, where the wind spoke Hausa and the sand remembered Fulani footsteps. His father, Uthman Fodio, was not a king. But remember this proverb that says, a river does not need a crown to drown a village. His mother, Hawa, carried him like a prophecy. For elders said, this child does not cry like others. Children who watch grow into men who change things. While other boys chased dust and goats, young Uthman chased questions. Why does the poor kneel? Why the corrupt sit tall? Why does Islamic leaders wear silk? Why widows wear hunger? Why do rulers preach faith, but rule with fear? And the elders whispered, this boy's tongue will one day be heavier than iron. Usman continued to grow. He became interested in knowledge, history, scrolls, and words from the mouth of elders. Uthman did not inherit power. He studied it. He traveled and earned power. Now, this was a time when the native Hausas had their different traditional religious practices. They had the bokas, an equivalent word for herbalist, dibia or babalawo as you have it in the south. The people shuttled from one religious belief to another, while Usman kept traveling from a teacher to teacher, from book to book, from Quran to the Hadith, from jurisprudence to poetry. They say he learned until he became tired. He mastered Islam law, theology, philosophy, poetry, preaching. But hear this proverb: knowledge that does not bend towards justice becomes another form of darkness. And Uthman saw darkness. He saw rulers collecting taxes not sanctioned by faith. He saw women denied education. He saw Islam mixed with superstition like clean water poured into mud. So he began to preach. At first, softly, like rain that taps the roof before flooding the streets. Uthman preached under trees, in the marketplaces, in villages. He preached to men, women, slaves, nobles, and before long, he started having followers, young and old, rich and poor. They went to him in droves because of his oratory finis, this sudden and strange kind of power. And he said dangerous things. He said things like, fear God more than kings. A ruler who oppresses has already declared war on heaven. Education is not haram for women. Ignorance is. That sentence alone shook palaces. Remember, when truth enters the market, lies begin to shout. So, the kings of Gobir became uneasy. At first, they laughed, he's a joker. Then they threatened him, because a ruler fears one thing more than rebellion: enlightenment. After a while, he became an obvious threat to their very existence. The rulers banned him. They restricted preaching. They harassed his followers. And finally, they tried to silence him. So, Uthman left Gobir. This migration, hijrah, was not weakness. Remember the proverb that says the goat that moves today avoids the knife tomorrow. But the knife followed Uthman wherever he went. When persecution becomes blood, when oppression hardened its fist, Uthman did the unthinkable. He declared a jihad. But listen carefully. This was not a jihad of chaos. It was a jihad of reform, a struggle against corruption, against tyranny, religious hypocrisy. So the north caught fire. A Fulani teacher, Uthman, began a holy war for Islamic renewal and reform that eventually led to the creation of northern Nigeria's Sokoto Caliphate, the largest empire in West Africa since Songhai in the 16th century. This is where history sat up. Farmers became fighters, students became strategists, villagers became armies. From Gobir to Kano, from Katsina to Zaria, the old kingdoms fell like rotten trees. And Uthman did not rule the battlefields alone. Rather, he ruled from ideas. A man who conquers minds does not need to conquer walls. Sit steady, children of the earth, for I will tell you more of this great tale. A tale of fire and faith, of sword and spirit of the great. A jihad that swept across the northern Nigeria. It is a story carved into the stones of history, etched into the whispers of the wind. Once again, I say, sit close. For this is no ordinary story. This is the story that will dance on your ears and fingers in your soul. It was a time when the sun rose over a land fractured, divided kingdoms, restless warriors, and a people lost in the maze of their own uncertainties. The land was a tapestry of tribes, each with its own gods, their own kings, and their own stories. But beneath this patchwork, there was a hunger for the justice, for purity, for meaning. And into this chaos stepped a man, a scholar, a legend, a revolutionary, a visionary, Uthman Dan Fodio. He carried in his blood vengeance against any Muslim who worshipped Allah with other gods. He had preached for many years about the true definition of Islam and why no one should be an hypocrite. Yet, many thought that they could keep their traditional and cultural practice and their practice of Islam. They say, when the roots are deep, there is no reason to fear the wind. And so, Usman rose like a mighty baobab, rooted in faith and knowledge, his eyes burning with the fire of 1,000 suns. He saw through the darkness that cloaked the land, the corruption of rulers, the idolatry that had become a way of life. I'm going to stop here for today. For the concluding part of this story, please like, follow, and share our content. And don't forget to join us next time on the concluding part of this story. My name is Baba Ini Baba, the master storyteller of Ngeria land.